Hello, interweb. This is Dannage. You come here to episode 3, where we celebrate by restarting from scratch. Most prevalent news around here is that we have new textures. Now look at how pretty that texture is. Hey, that's the new ship core. And there's some new power and and the thrusters look a little bit new, and they've all got these little sort of grey bits around the corners that sort of nicely tessellate and or makes them look like all one piece. That is not the reason for the reset. There are others, but I've done this so many times now. I'm really getting to the point where I can't be bothered to explain why anymore. Suffice to say, there have been many hours of recording between when you've last seen me and where we are now. And in those hours of recording, much work has been done and much work has been lost. Because, well, things hate me. The computer hates me. The sound hates me. XSplit hates me. A tool called Handbrake, which I've downloaded in order to convert files from the supposedly fixed rate but actually no variable frame rate XSplit recordings into fixed frame rate recordings that Premiere can observe and make use of. That hates me as well. And that's generally it. That's a very short, succinct version of my woes. But never mind, we're here now, and stuff is working, and look at all the pretty. It's all new pretty. And if we go over here and we bring back, so what have I done? I've just I've bought some stuff. This is again just ordinary starting stock. I've gone for 300 salvage modules this time. As you saw in the last episode, I wasn't really doing much against the asteroid, was I? Now I have changed the asteroid settings. I have changed the asteroid settings to hopefully increase the amount of ore in comparison with the amount of not ore in these asteroids. And the reason for doing that is not because I'm lazy and I want to get away with not having to do my mining, because yes, mining's an important part of the game. But what I find is that I get a little bit antsy about all of the waste, if you like, of having so much rock. I get so much rock compared to almost no materials of other natures, and it's not so much that I don't have enough of the other stuff. It's just that I've got so much spare rock, and it irritates me. So I've got 5 of them. I've got 20 left, so a quick bit of math says I will have that. Right, so we are now in a... Oh, there's some rocks near me. I have spawned myself over somewhere else. And I shall move to these rocks. Whilst I'm on my way to these rocks, I shall stick a camera on the front of my little boat here. Let's put that down here. And then at my camera, I'm right near the front. Now, what has become news to me, news during my many hours I'd find it very hard to even sound surprised. I can't even fake surprise anymore because I've known it now for so long, but I've not managed to do it in a way that I can keep the footage. But the gripe that I had in the last episode was that they've put some factions, and you're in the faction territory, and so you can't really mine a local rock. You have to go outside, get a rock, come back, and sell it. There's something else that's changed as well, and that is that the economy is now different in as much as it's controlled by all of the other people who are doing mining as well. So all of the factions are actually mining, and now they're putting all their rock into shops. Now this means that when you come in and you empty a rock, I said I'd made smaller asteroids, and that one's 192,000 blocks. That's slightly unexpected. But let's go from there. I don't need to speed up towards that one. But what I had found is that when you try and sell your wares, you can sell, well, some rocks you can't sell at all. Dolom doesn't seem to be very popular around here in my galaxies. And I say galaxies because I've made 5 or 6 since the last episode. Because I keep getting to that point where I have to restart. And then I've been... and some the ores and the crystal shards, they might sort of take 10 or 20 of, but actually, let's see if there's a shop nearby. There is no shop nearby. But actually, they won't take much at all, which means now this would have been really exciting had it been the first time I discovered it. And we'd have discovered it together, and we'd have gone on a journey, and it would have made it probably the most useful time for me to have started a YouTube series, because I had a plan when I started, and that plan's completely shot now. Because the plan was go and find a rock. Oh well, you needed to go a bit further to find the rock, but I was still going to find the rock. Then the plan was go find a shop and then sell all your stuff, and then you've got loads of money in which you can buy enough to build yourself a nice basic spaceship. You buy some shields. And this was the way that I had always started, especially in single player. That's a highlight asteroid. Let's see what that one is. That's a Ramet and Surtees asteroid. Let's go over there. Now that's a better size, 60,000. And what I had, where was it? So what I was doing is I was just selling stuff. I sort of five or six shops, and then I'd sort of traverse between them, and I'd sell some sort of the contents of 4 asteroids, and then I'd have enough to go and build a relatively good ship. And then when I had a relatively good ship, I could go and build a base somewhere after a while. Now I haven't actually looked around at how much money it's going to cost me to build a base, but essentially the new economy means that I'm going to have to build a base straight away, or as soon as I can. Now that's going to be difficult on the basis of the fact that I can't sell anything to make enough money to build a base, which then means, well, maybe I'd have to go onto a planet. Oh, now I've thought, I wonder if, I've just come up with an idea. And experienced players are probably going, well, yeah, obviously, just get a faction block, stick it on an asteroid, claim that as your home sector, and Bob's your uncle. There's your base, your asteroid base. I can't remember if that'll work or not. Let's try it. We need to find a shop. But let's see how much stuff we've got. We've already used up nearly half of our stuff. We've got some ice, we've got some dolom, we've got some hatel. No, I know. No, again, that there, that there. So that's some ice and Larimar, some blue rock, and these purple. Right, so the other thing it's probably worth mentioning, which again experienced players will know, there's probably about 7 different colours in the this. I'm going to sort this by distance. I'm going to find the closest ones. So I've got Ramit and Surtees I've already gone to. Hetel and Hylat. Parsian and Sapson is a third different rock. Now they do have different orbital paths. If you go to the map, the yellow rings are orbital paths of asteroids. The purple rings, pink rings are orbital paths of planets. The planets do orbit, but I think they do take sort of, they real time it. So they spin, but I suspect that the time it takes for a planet to move from one sector to another will involve like a year's worth of game time or whatever. So I've never actually seen it, or I've never played in one place for long enough to then find out whether if they move of enough of a noticeable value to see. Let's see how we're doing with that. We're grabbing some rock, and we'll find there's some different sort of terrain type we get from here as well. Should be, yep, we get Shabazz. Yeah, so the colours. Generally, you will find several colours. Sort of white, yellow, blue, orange, and there is a sort of a cloudy one, which is the ore. Let's come out of that and come to a stop, shall we? There's the cloudy one, which is an ore. There's the crystally one, which is a shard, and then there's rocks. And there's white rock, there's orange rock, there's blue rock, there's white clouds, there's white shards. So there's basically 3 types, and there's about 7 colours, and those all become the seeds with which you create everything in the game. Just grab a couple more of those and let's look around, see if a shop's turned up. No, it has not. I have also changed the settings of shops. So one of the reasons why one of the resets had to happen is because I'd tweaked it a little bit incorrectly and then ended up with about 32 shops in one corner of one sector, and realised quite quickly that that's not good. That's completely rubbish looking. You will notice I am making much better inroads into this asteroid than I did in episode 2. That's why I bought 300 salvages outright, because 100 just wasn't doing anything. And as it was the first time I left that first asteroid that was 130,000 blocks, I left it at 118,000. But that was so many universes ago, it doesn't matter. Because here we are, now in another universe, with another set of factions, or the same 3 factions, but in a different configuration. And I'm just taking some corners off of these asteroids. Then I've got to find a base. So we need a shop. I suppose what we should do is we should look. I mean, some of these stations might actually be path to current. Some of those stations might be trading stations, which would be useful. However, there's a good chance that some of them are pirate stations, or a lot of them are pirate stations. Now, pirate stations are bad because they have guns, and at the moment I've got no shields, I've got no armor, so I am largely just a big stick. So if I go anywhere near a station that's a pirate station, I will die immediately. And normally me dying will be, or my ship blowing up, will be the thing that precedes me finding out that there is a pirate station in the vicinity. So you got to be careful where you're navigating yourself on the map, and you've got to use a little bit, a little bit laggy. but let's find out. No shops around just yet. Unfortunately, the shops don't appear on your scans. So you just have to rely on floating around and trying to find somewhere. Let's try and move ourselves off to the side there. We must be sort of edged up. What else? So I think that was about it, really. I think finding finding the capacity to speak English. That's a good one, isn't it? So I've explained that the shops was wrong. I've also mentioned that the economy has completely destroyed my original plan. But I have a new plan that I've just devised here on this recording. Again, if I have to pretend, or if I have to restart this one again and delete this and do yet another one, I'm going to be able to make it sound like I came up with a plan years ago and immediately thought of a resolution. What we shall do here is we shall avoid pirate stations. Let's just admin warp ourselves about a little bit, looking for a store. I see some purple. I see a purple thing in my. Oh, there we go. There's a shop. Little bit laggy. Here we go. Right. So we're going to go to a shop. We're going to buy a faction block, and we're going to see if we can commandeer a system by having commandeered an asteroid. Now, some people, and maybe the game creators, thought, right, what we'll do is we'll do this so that we encourage people to go onto a planet and create their planet bases. I'd love to do that, but you've seen how laggy this is. God, can you imagine if I'm on a planet? It would be atrocious. And I'm going to bounce off that. I've managed to just about avoid it. Okay, right, now we'll see how much we can sell. We don't want to trash. We want to sell. We'll try and sell 8,000. Oh no, they only wanted 5,000 of that. Right, that's fine. That's fine. The orange rock was much more popular. Oh, the ice was quite popular. Oh, let's see. Only 25 of those you need. It's a good thing I got 20,000, isn't it? 570. Well, that's a little bit more. That's all. That's no. I can only sell 741. That's not too bad. Oh, that's nice. Look, I've got 169,000. Oh, that's 713. They're all right. And that's quite small as well. I can make use of all of this stuff. I don't think there's anything that I tend to not have any of, but well, we'll try that. Right, we'll go for a shop. What we want is a faction module. We get some of these as well, but we really don't need them because I've got loads, or we can make stuff. What else might we need? We might need a build block. They're relatively expensive, so I'll buy one of those, but that will make going on asteroids a little bit quicker. Right, let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then I'll be very upset. There is, that looks like Bastion and Nox Maset. Of course, green rock, not green stuff. What I'll do, whilst I'm slowly heading over towards there, and I really should have bought some more thrusters. I've got time. No shopping range. What I need to do is create a faction. And options, create a faction. And create a faction. Well, there really isn't much choice other than calling that faction battle cattle. And what I can do, that needs a little bit of widening for that menu to be less overlaid. NPC diplomacy. So let's see the traders. What we'd like to do is we'd like to Emperor's diplomacy. We want to well, I would have thought that gave you here we go. Traders, try and change your relationship, offer them an alliance. Moo. Yeah, that normally works. And then I can't change my relationship with those. Everybody else I will leave as people, just neutrals. And I don't know what I might need to do to get those to accept my faction invite, but maybe I need to just have some territory. Oh, look, I've gone green now instead of blue. Let's see, let's get to this rock. So what I did there is I was quiet for a second because I figured if it's going to be a bit jumpy, sound might be a bit rubbish. And if the sound is a bit rubbish, the sound may cut out, which is one of my problems. So I'm going to park here. I'll make myself a little nest first, and also claim some rockery. I want a rockery. There's lava in there. It's because this is not one of those edge of the solar system asteroids, therefore it's not in the middle of the ice. Now you got black. So you got green, rock, lava. We can trash that, to be fair. Sand being a one of those sort of rocky terrain. There we go. Terrain equivalent. So as I've said before, each asteroid has a terrain block, a crystal block, an ore block, and a rock block. And then I get out of this boat and park myself on said asteroid. I'll find that actually I blocked something here on the side rather than down. Luckily, at the moment, lava doesn't flow like it does in Minecraft. But you see what I mean here about the proportion between rocks and ores. It's almost too much ore. But what we'll do is we'll place a build block. Yeah, okay. Right, so I'm in, which is good because it means, for example, do I get that? Hang on, 6264. No, I don't get that. So 2062. So 2060. I just get a rock block if I just remove these, as opposed to mining them. That's useful information. Now I'll put that in there. I'll activate the faction block. I will enter the faction signature saying this floating rock now belongs to Battle Cattle, and I'll also what allows you to go to the system. No. Oh, there's 3 shops now. I can see. Where do I make this my home? I'm pretty sure it was from that menu, which suggests to me that I'm not able to do it from a rock. Well, that's a little irritating, but let's see. Let's try and create a space station in a second and see how much money it says that you need. Oh, well, I can do it flat out right. Oh, brilliant. So Battle Cattle HQ. Haha. So I did have enough money. That's amazing. How much money have I got left? 190,000. Oh, I must have made that really cheap or something. Okay, well that's good. There's my space station. I hope you enjoyed that. There we go. We're going to take that away. We're going to take that away, which is now going to defaction that block. But what we will do is we'll put a build block on here. We'll put the faction module on here. We'll enter the faction signature and take system control. There we go. Right, now, and make that the faction home. Do I really want to do this? Yeah. Right, excellent. So we've got a space station. It's a little bit closer to a shop and many asteroids than I would have liked. The only reason that is a bit of an issue is because of load times. But what we will do is I'll find somewhere where the hell my station has just gone. Battle Cattle HQ. Oh, there it is. And then I will come back and I will see you in the next episode, and I will have eaten that asteroid. But what we'll do is then I will take you through some space station-y stuff. Okay, right, see you soon.